Here's a video just to kind of demonstrate how the Nidec works. They have I guess a program process that you can go through. That's what I usually will do with most refractions. I'll show you two of the different processes that we have programmed here. So first of all, they start with either the LM or the AR. You can do either one, but you just put in their old prescription here. Let's say this one's a -1. You can also use the shift button here to go by 1 diopter steps in the sphere and sill, or by 5 degrees in the axis. That'll cycle through. Then just give them a quarter sill. Let's give them on this left side, give them a half. And then you proceed through the program by just pressing this arrow button right there. So once I have this put in here, I'll push the arrow button here, and it's going to bring up the PD. You bring that around and just kind of adjust that as you need to. Every time you go to the next step, just hit this arrow button right there. It's going to start on the right eye, and it'll let you refine that sphere if you want to a little bit before proceeding with the cross sill, I guess. But our autorefractor tends to read really accurate, pretty accurate on the axis and sill, a little low on the sphere. Well, a little plus on the sphere. So you can come through here and just kind of shift back and forth, just ask the VAs, or you can do a red-green check, whichever you want to do. Then you press the arrow here, and it's going to bring up the dots. If it only has a quarter diopter of sphere, it's going to check there first, and I'll just ask them which dots look more clear and distinct here on the left or on the right. And then you just shift through. Let's say they select right. Then I'll proceed here and go to the axis. And then we'll shift back and forth. This little button kind of shows you a pretty good job of where that angle is going to be. So I'll say it's kind of bottom left, top right. And then I'll shift by 10 degrees. So I push the shift. And here, I'll go by 10 or 15 degrees here. And they'll say, okay, which one's better here, left or right? If they say right, I'll go back this way. Right again, I'll go here. And just kind of fine tune that. I found if you go by bigger steps at first, it's easier for them to distinguish a change or difference. And then it'll go back to the sphere or sill. And then if they say left, we'll go here, and then I'll finish up. We'll jump over to the other side and do the same thing. You can do any change there that you'd like. If you have more than a quarter diopter of sill in there already, it just jumps right to the axis change. And so we'll change there, and we'll say, is it, which one's better, left and right, go kind of back and forth, adjust it any way you want. If I'm not pressing that shift button, it just goes by degree. If I press the shift button here, it goes here. And then we proceed here. After you do that check on both, the next step will be the binocular balance. You just press that, and it'll fog it by 75. Now, sometimes, I don't know why, sometimes it won't fog it. So you have to watch. If this doesn't come up as a fog, that means that it didn't fog. Every once in a while I'll do that. I'm not sure why. Then you just proceed either by pressing this or pressing one of these buttons here. But press there, which one's better, top or bottom. Then you just pick one. With the Nidec, the interesting thing is that almost every time you push the R or L for right or left, it occludes the other eye automatically. It's kind of annoying, but this one in the binocular balance, it will not occlude the eyes. And then you just balance it that way, and then you hit the arrow to shift to the next step. You'll get rid of that, and then you'll just come down into your minus to get there to your final. If you want to do an add power, you'll press this. It takes a couple of clicks to get on this one to the add power. It goes to the final. Then it asks, do you want to do the near vision test? We'll say yes. You can estimate their age. I don't love their age estimates, so I'll usually just say no, or click and then click it in, or just click in here somewhere. Like if I hit 60, it's going to bring up like 175, pretty low. That'll get you in the right place anyway. Then you can bring that down. We've got our near rod over to the side just to keep it out of the way of the chart, but we'll put that in and drop it down. And when you bring this up, it has some lights automatically on the phoropter that come on. To get those off, you just press through, and then I'll show you. I'm pressing that arrow button a couple of times, and then the arrows and that light goes off. Let's see. So that's it. To clear the system, you have to press Shift and Output at the same time. It's hard to do with one hand, but Shift and Output. So I'll do that every time after I clear off, disinfect everything, just to know that I've reset. The other program that we have set is a retinoscopy program. It's program B. And that will, you'll shift it, bring up those PD options, then automatically brings up the ret lenses here. And then it brings up a red green screen. With the remote, one interesting thing about the remote, when we're doing retinoscopy, you can pick one of these. This movie right here will show like a video for them to watch, or you can just leave it on the red green screen. When you're doing the refraction program though, on program A, if you press any of these VA buttons, it kind of resets this. I don't know, it freezes it up. I don't know why. So when you're doing VAs and everything else, it's better to either pick from here, or once you have the letters up here, you can press, where's that at? Oh, right here. You can press this button right here to change those letters. Every time you change it changes the line, so it changes the letter type, so you can randomize those. I say randomize, it's not completely random. The program just has a system. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I know you've done a lot of these, and so just wanted to show you this Nidec system. If you have any questions, let me know tomorrow. I'm excited for you to get going.